You're running late for work, rushing to the MRT station, and just as you reach the platform, you see the dreaded message, service disruption. The clock is ticking, but the train isn't moving. Frustrated? You're not alone. On the morning of February 11th, thousands of commuters on Singapore's Circle Line found themselves stranded due to a signaling fault that triggered power trips, bringing train operations to a halt at 8 stations. According to SMRT, the fault happened at 8:11 a.m., affecting travel between Paya Lebar and Marymount. Within 5 minutes, power was restored, and by 8:20 a.m., trains were moving again. But here's where things got tricky. The central automatic train system was still sluggish. Controllers struggled to manage train movements efficiently, which meant that while the trains were running, they weren't running smoothly. It took about 30 minutes before full operations resumed. Now, let's talk about the ripple effects. Key interchange stations like Serangoon, Buona Vista, Botanic Gardens, and Bishan were packed with stranded passengers. With the morning peak hour rush in full swing, clearing the backlog took at least 3 trains per station. Commuters weren't just waiting. They were struggling to board, and some even reported taking more than 3 trains before finally squeezing in at Caldecott MRT. And that was already after 9 a.m. SMRT deployed station staff and made announcements, but that didn't stop frustrated passengers from taking to social media. Reports poured in of commuters stuck on stalled trains for at least 5 minutes at stations like Serangoon, Tai Seng, Kent Ridge, and One North. Photos showed crowded platforms at Dhoby Ghaut, Serangoon, and Buona Vista. Now, if this sounds familiar, there's a reason for that. This was the second consecutive morning of train disruptions. On February 10th, commuters on the North East Line (NEL) faced peak hour delays due to another signaling fault. And just days before that, on February 7th, both the North-South and East-West lines were affected when an engineering vehicle derailed at Bishan Depot. The big question is, are Singapore's trains becoming less reliable? Some commuters criticized SMRT's response time, saying that early notifications could have allowed them to find alternative transport instead of being stuck at stations with no options. This disruption reignited concerns over rail reliability, especially during peak hours. With multiple incidents within days, many are asking if transport operators should do more to ensure smooth operations and better crisis communication. What do you think? Should SMRT and SBS Transit step up their efforts to prevent disruptions like these? If you've been affected by a train delay recently, share your experience in the comments below. If you found this coverage insightful, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to 2230 for more deep dive analysis on Singapore's biggest stories.